Yo, what up, everybody? It's my 106th day. This is about gone, but it's my 106th day of eating nothing but watermelon. And what I wanted to talk about is what we eat being a spiritual experience. Like, think about, like, have you ever thought about how many problems, like how much we suffer just because we eat shit that we're not supposed to eat? Like, if you start thinking about that, you will realize just how deep what you eat really is. Like, if you look in the Bible, if you go back to Genesis 1 and 2, Genesis 1 and 2, excuse me, we lived in paradise. It was paradise. There was no death. This watermelon be. It don't be the watermelon. It be like when I'm talking, I think it's like the air, whatever. Not a fucking scientist. Paradise. There was no death, no sickness, no disease. Like, there was no jealousy or lust or envy, no lies, no deception. Like, literally, there was no suffering. It was heaven on earth. That was heaven. And what fucked it up? What was, if you want to call it a sin, if you want to use that word, what was the sin that fucked it all up? Eating something that we weren't supposed to eat. Like, you don't never hear people talk about that being a sin. Why not? That was the sin that created the fallen world that we live in today, and that we've been living in for thousands and thousands, who knows how many thousands of years. That the sin that got us here was not, all this, all these sins that people talk about. It wasn't none of that. It wasn't having sex outside of marriage. It wasn't, I don't know. It wasn't none of the shit that people call sins today. Wasn't, it was just eating some shit that they were told not to eat. But they weren't told not to eat it in the way that, like, you better not, or you gonna be in trouble. It was just like, look, don't eat here. Don't eat this. Because if you eat this, this is what's gonna happen. And we were told everything that was gonna happen. We were told that whatever we eat is supposed to have a seed. That's what we were given to eat. Things with seeds. Now, what has seeds? The only thing I know that has seeds are fruits. Now, I was told some other shit got seeds. I was told there's some vegetables with seeds. I don't know that to be true. The only thing I know that has seeds are fruits. But do you see how fucking deep that is? Like, all of the suffering in our world today, all of it was caused by us eating something we weren't supposed to eat. That's how deep what you eat is. What you eat is spiritual. It's so much bigger and higher than just, something tastes good. It's so much more than just, what's on your plate. This is spiritual. Like, it's like you could call this spiritual warfare. And so, boom, now, like, if you go in hospitals, everyone in the hospital with the disease, regardless of what kind of disease it is, in any hospital in this fucking world, is there for eating something they weren't supposed to eat. Period. And I could get really deep with this, because what you eat affects you spiritually, it affects you mentally, it affects you emotionally, and it affects you physically. Spiritual health, mental health, emotional health, physical health. What you eat affects all of it. And if you're not eating food, if what you're eating didn't come from nature, if I use the Bible as a guide, if what you're eating doesn't have a seed or doesn't have seed, then you're eating something that you're not supposed to eat. And you're not eating food. What you're eating is poisonous, which means it's linked to some sort of disease. You know, if you go in a grocery store, at least 90% of that shit is not food at all. All you gotta do is pick something up and read the back. Read the labels. They tell you every poison they put in that shit usually on the back. None of that shit is food. And so I'm gonna stop right there because I could do a part 2 to this, but I don't want to make this like real long. There's so much more to be said on this, but that's the truth, y'all. That's the truth. Eating the wrong shit is behind all of this suffering. All of it. All of it. All of it.